What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and this is it. This, right at the end of 2022, right, has to be the dumbest, stupidest story of the year, okay? By far, out of all the stories that's been out there, and there's been some dumb, stupid stories, bad takes, just insane logic that makes absolutely no sense. This bad boy takes the absolute cake, all right? Avatar faces calls for boycotts over accusations of racism. And I mean, you guys have probably already seen this. Where is the racism coming from? Who are they being racist against, right? Who are they being racist? Where is the racism in Avatar? People in Blueface. People in Blueface. Yeah. Those 20-foot tall giants, okay, with the blue faces from Pandora, okay, a fictional alien planet. Yeah, that's where the racism is coming from, okay? Unbelievable nonsense, utter nonsense, all right? And it started with this tweet right here. Do not watch Avatar: The Way of Water. Join natives and other indigenous groups around the world in boycotting this horrible and racist film. Our cultures were appropriated in a harmful manner to satisfy some white man's savior complex. No more Blueface. Lakota people are powerful. Hey, I ain't got nothing against the Lakota people whatsoever, okay? But this is stupidity right here, okay? This is absolute stupidity. And I really hope that the Lakota people don't have this person as some kind of a spokesman, okay? This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what's happened in this world. Okay, this world is absolutely falling off the side of a cliff in terms of intelligence. This is what their argument is. Let's just check this out real quick. Join thousands of Native Americans and other indigenous groups whose cultures were harmfully appropriated to create James Cameron's anti-indigenous film, as well as standing up to his anti-indigenous rhetoric. So this is what James Cameron had said at one point in time about the original Avatar, okay? I felt like I was 130 years back in time watching what the Lakota Sioux might have been saying at a point when they were being pushed and they were being killed and they were being asked to displace and they were being given some form of compensation, he said. This was a driving force for me in the writing of Avatar. I couldn't help but think that if they, the Lakota Sioux, had had a time window and they could see the future and they could see their kids committing suicide at the highest suicide rates in the nation because they were hopeless and they were a dead-end society, which is what is happening now, they would have fought a lot harder. So that's what James Cameron had to say. And again, this is going back to when he originally wrote the first Avatar and why he wrote it. And their consternation comes from Blueface, okay? Fuck. This is just stop. Just stop. Good God almighty. Characters are played by non-indigenous person. James Cameron is guilty of favoring non-indigenous folks to play Na'vi, an alien race based on many indigenous cultures he appropriated from. Okay, this is a form of racist caricature known as Blueface, coined after his infamous film in 2009, Avatar, where a creator appropriates many non-white cultures, blends them together indiscriminately or blatantly, and has white people play or voice them, using fiction as the medium to necessitate and validate their world building. It is a combination of red face, black face, yellow face, and other racist tools creators use to justify not centering and validating the experiences, voices, faces, and bodies in Black, Indigenous, and other marginalized people of color. This is so stupid, man, and I'm going to explain why. You see, the idea that you can't borrow from like other cultures, right? Like you cannot take anything from another culture and speak on it or talk about it or whatever without permission from like the gods above or whatever. It's just stupid, okay? It's just stupid, right? Because that's just like antithetical to human history, okay? All cultures derive from people borrowing from other cultures. That's just the way cultures came together, all right? You get two little groups of people that kind of come together at some point, you know? And what happened? They keep the shit that works and they get rid of the shit that don't work, right? Hey, man, I like the way you make boats, you know? The way you put your boat together is way better than the way I do my boats. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop making my boats my way. I'm gonna start making them your way. That's how cultures come together. That's why it's just weird to me. Like every story, every movie, every television show, everything you've ever read or watched, okay, has derived from this planet, right? Okay. Like, we have no other source of information to get any of this stuff from, okay? It all comes from this planet, okay? From the human experience, okay? What we as human beings have gone through, all right? That's where all of this stuff comes from. So all stories are pretty much the story of humanity, right? The human experience, human culture. That's all stories. It's like, come on, y'all. Like the idea that nobody can tell us or write a story or anything unless they come from this particular small subculture is just absolutely insane. Especially when you consider we live in the most globally connected time in history. All right. We've never been more connected. So yeah, we're going to tell story. I mean, it's just bonkers to me. This is the type of shit that keeps people divided. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of learning from other cultures and saying, hey man, that's pretty cool. You know, I like the way that you set that up or whatever, and kind of, you know, using that to spearhead. Like, for instance, check this out. You know, like, think about it. Like, Avatar, The Way of Water comes out, you know, and it has the connection with the indigenous. Okay, why don't we go ahead and take that opportunity to do what they're doing, okay? But in a positive way, all right? Not talking shit to James Cameron, but saying, hey guys, glad you loved Avatar, Way of Water. We indigenous people, we have our own stories and everything. Why don't you go ahead and check some of these out if you're interested in learning more about the indigenous tribes or seeing movies, sci-fi movies about indigenous people. Go ahead and check it out. We got a list of movies right here. And then we have some sci-fi books from some indigenous authors, okay? This would be the opportunity to do something like that. Positivity, okay? Not sitting up here bitching and crying about, oh, he's appropriating our culture and taking advantage of us. No, he's not. No, he's not. Again, human beings are allowed to talk about the human experience, okay? And that's all Avatar is in a nutshell, right? Even though you got 20-foot tall blue people, it's still just generally a story about the human experience, as all stories are. Again, we don't have other aliens that we can go to and talk to and get stories from them. These are stories about humans. All stories derive from that. Even the most science fiction-y thing you can think of, it's about the human race. See, this is the type of shit that keeps people divided, okay? That keeps people from wanting to learn more about your culture, okay? When you get on the internet and you start bitching about it, that's when people be like, hey, I don't even want to learn anything. I ain't gonna even look at this stuff. You know what I mean? And then these are the same people that will twist themselves all up in knots to shove some kind of a POC into whatever show they want to do. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, anything, medieval, European culture. Oh, no. That's for everybody. You know, it's like, wait, what? I'm lost. I'm lost now. Okay, you guys have got me. I'm completely confused. All right? I'm not saying that these cats are doing it, but you know the folks that support this stuff, that's how they think. And then we got to this crap. Woke film critic mocked for accusing Avatar Way of Water of cultural appropriation, claiming white actors are cosplaying people of color. At some point, we gotta talk about the cultural appropriation of Avatar, and white actors are cosplaying as POC. It's just a mess and not so necessary, and no amount of visual effects / CGI is gonna erase that. Bad lace fronts, dry synthetic braids, Jesus, fix it. I guarantee you this chick had nothing to say whatsoever about throwing black dwarves and all kind of other crap in the Lord of the Rings. I guarantee you she didn't say nothing about that. Nah, that was fine. That was fine. Nothing wrong with that. They somehow can see themselves in these blue people. I see myself in this blue person, but somehow he's being played by a white man. God help us. Oh man, this is clown world on steroids, boy. And then you gotta love the responses. James Cameron didn't even try to find native blue people to play these roles. Check him. Kathia Woods is 100% right. We need real aliens to play aliens. No humans appropriating alien cultures. Only 9-foot tall blue aliens can play 9-foot tall blue aliens in movies, apparently. This guy, seriously. Come on, you must know this is ridiculous, right? It's a sci-fi movie. We know the inspiration behind it, but it doesn't represent them. These are supposed to be blue aliens. Nothing more, nothing less. At some point, we got to talk about how wokeness and people like Kathia Woods are ruining the entertainment industry with takes like this. People so bitter they can't enjoy a fantasy film and its message. Americans and their rabid race politics infecting the Western world. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Like, this is what happens when you've had too many CRT classes. Okay? You start seeing racism and cultural appropriation under every rock. Okay? Even in blue Avatar people. I mean, it's just Unreal. Which POC are we talking about specifically, Kathia Woods? The blue ones? Congratulations on making an absolute mockery of yourself. Life tip: what you focus on expands. If all you look for is racism, that's all you'll ever find. Bingo. What did Elon call it? The woke mind virus? That's what this shit is, man. Okay? This is what happens, and you stop enjoying life. We're laughing and having a good time. I mean, me personally, I know I'm laughing at this shit, but you really know that you have hit a wall and you're not enjoying life anymore when you are somehow connecting yourself to blue avatar people. 9-foot tall blue avatar people in a fictional universe on another planet. You've been to one Black Lives Matter meeting too much. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, this is absolutely insane. They're fictitious blue people with pointy ears. Doesn't matter who plays them. But maybe you're being sarcastic. It's hard to tell these days. Nah, she meant every word of that. You know she meant every word of that, man. I mean, again, folks, this is what happens when wokeness is just running amok, okay? And nobody knows their asshole from their elbows anymore, okay? At this point, I don't even know what to say anymore, but just laugh, okay? And I think that's what we need to do. Just everybody mock, shame, and ridicule, laugh at them until they say, you know what, like, maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm the idiot here, and maybe I need to shut the hell up and figure something else out, or whatever the case may be. Anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation? Oh, man, I mean, the cultural appropriation, again, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Again, I see myself as a member of the entire world, okay? Yes, also in the low subculture of the Black community, but I do see myself as a member of the larger human race, okay? So this type of stuff generally doesn't bother me whatsoever. You want to tell a story about some hip-hop gold chain wearing aliens or whatever? Man, if it's a good story, I'll watch it, sure, why not? But go ahead and get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you next time.